Hello Sagittarius, thank you for joining me for your reading. This reading will be for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So before I started to record, I heard the song Keep On Moving, don't stop, keep on moving. Sagittarius, whatever you are doing is going to be successful. Whatever your plans are, whether it's to move, start a new job, enter a relationship, start a business, you are going to be successful. And you're going to be successful not just because you're lucky, but because you are very smart, you're humble, and you learn from your mistakes and other people's mistakes. So you are a master strategist, a master student, and a master teacher. You're an excellent student, so that makes you an excellent teacher and an excellent leader. So whatever you are partaking in, whatever endeavor you're starting is going to be successful. And the advice is to keep on moving, keep moving. Keep on moving, don't stop, keep on moving. Okay. I think this song came out in the 90s. I forgot who sang that song. I haven't heard it in a long time. Keep on moving. Okay, so Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Message for Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Keep going. Now, your ruling planet is going retrograde. So you may be reassessing your plans or your strategies or your actions or your ideas, but the objective or the goal is in alignment with your purpose. But you may have to figure out different ways of getting to your destination. Oh my God, I was going to say pivot. I was just going to say pivot. You got to figure out different ways of getting to your destination. So the goal is this. So, okay. Here's your destination, but there are many different ways of getting to this point. And during your retrograde period, you're going to be reassessing or reevaluating the strategies or ideas or plans or courses of actions you've taken to get to a certain level. So it's like different steps or stages or phases in this plan. And you may have to reorient yourself, but it's going to be successful because, again, you are a fast learner. You're humble. You're adaptable. And you're receptive to constructive criticism. So you're not bullheaded. Even though you're fixated on a goal, right? Whatever strategies you are utilizing to reach that goal, that's adaptable, that's mutable, that's changeable. But the goal is fixed, right? The objective, the goal, the outcome is fixed. It's just different paths to get there, and you're trying to figure out the best way or the best course of action to take to get to your destination. Sometimes when things are not falling into place after trying and trying, it's time to ask yourself if pivoting in some way would be a good idea so that your life can flow more easily and effortlessly. How could you pivot even just a little bit? So there's a roadblock, but the destination still is what it is, but you have to figure out a different way of getting to your goal. But it's going to be successful because you're very smart. You're smart, you're diligent, you're hardworking, but maybe you have to regroup, reassess, reevaluate your plans, review. We're in retrograde period. Mercury went retrograde in your sign, and it's going back into Scorpio, which is your 12th house, okay? So the 12th house is the house of our thoughts, our self-undoing, self-sabotaging ideas and beliefs and habits. You may have to adjust the way you're thinking about this plan. So the objective is to complete college. You're like, well, I'm gonna finish college in a year or 2 years. So I'm gonna work. So I'm gonna take extra courses to finish within this time frame. But that may be too burdensome for you, like 10 of Wands energy. You may have to regroup and say, okay, you know what? It's not sustainable. I can't sustain this workload for a year and a half. I'll graduate in 2 years and take less courses. Something like that where The goal is the same, but you may have to adjust the plan or course of action you're taking to reach that goal. But you'll be successful anyway because you are flexible, okay? You learn quickly. More information for Sagittarius, please. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to slow down. You're putting too much pressure on yourself to get something done within a certain time frame. Seven of Pentacles is here. So after each step of implementation, you're evaluating how effective that step was to reaching your goals. So this is an iterative process. You're not just going full steam ahead. You are saying, okay, I'm going to take one step and look at my surroundings, look at the reaction, look at my environment. Is this sustainable? Then you take the next step. This is like the Knight energy, where you're looking ahead of you and also looking at your periphery at the same time. You guys are very smart. Sagittarius, please. Align with Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So this is time for reassessment and reevaluation, but it doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It's just that you may have to take a different road or slow down or, strategize differently. Page of Pentacles. This is a new business, a new financial endeavor, something to do with money, resources, starting a business. This is a student. You're learning how to make money, make your money grow. You're learning how to strategize to get more money. You have Queen of Swords, very intelligent. This is like a financial planner. You're observing, you're learning, you're watching, you're listening, you're paying attention, you're assessing, you're evaluating. This is all air. Your emotions are not involved in this whatsoever. Your feelings are on the back burner. You are making logical, rational, practical decisions towards your goals. So it's like every step you take, you're checking to see if this step is sustainable or is going to help you get to that point, get to your goal. And it's correct. You're correct. But you're taking time to pause. You see how this page's feet are planted. So you're pausing to look at or survey the environment, to look and see what's going on. Like, okay, can I maintain this workload? Do I need more money? How do I need to adjust my budget? Who can I learn from? Who do I need to consult with? Like you're surveying the peripheral, the area, the environment, the situation, to make sure you are making the right decisions. You're looking at the whole chessboard. Okay, you're the pawn here, Page of Pentacles. There's a pawn. How do I get to be a king? Somebody's playing chess. How do I become king? I have to go through the knights, the rooks, the bishops, the queen. How do I get from here to here? And you're learning as you are doing. You're learning the game as you're playing it. But your learning is expedited because you're also evaluating and assessing each step or move you make. So if you make mistakes, you won't make the same mistake twice. You're learning from other people too. So it's like, if you take a step, when you take a step, you will evaluate the effectiveness of that step based on how other people will respond to you, how sustainable it is, how it fits into your overall plan, if it's disruptive. Is it going to take up too much resources, too much time? Is this useful? Like you're somebody could be an evaluator or an assessor, someone who I don't know, it could be like a director, evaluator, assessor, planner, business owner. This is entrepreneurial energy. Even if you're starting a new business, or starting a new job, you're running it like a business. Whatever you're doing it as a business or like a business. You're conducting yourself as if this is a business. It could be a relationship you're pursuing, but you are navigating through life, or you are approaching this as if it's a business. Everything you do, you're approaching it like a business. This is really smart. So if it's a relationship, right, you're considering, or you're interviewing your partners and seeing how they can be an asset or resource in your life in some way, shape, or form, or vice versa. If you want someone to hire you for a position, or you want someone to make you their girlfriend or boyfriend, you're figuring out how to do this from a business standpoint, like a manager or an interviewer. So this is not just you winging it. Page of Pentacles it doesn't just wing it. That's the Wand's energy. This is someone who's planning, who's strategizing, and making very calculated moves. Calculations. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy. And this is also the Queen of Swords, air energy. So you're taking practical steps based on the calculations you're making. These are not subjective calculations, but objective ones. Like, okay, I did this and that, and based on this action, I got this response. So was it effective or not effective? You could even be writing it down on paper or documenting this in some way. This is really brilliant. You're running your life like a business. Your relationship like a business. Knight of Cups, Pisces energy. You guys could be Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. You could have also Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising in your chart. Hermit, Virgo energy. We got oppositions here. Okay. The Hermit is someone who takes the time to learn. They're learning from their mistakes. They're learning from their partners. This is an opposition representing Libra energy, which is also here. This could be a business partnership or a relationship, a romantic relationship. So you have taken some action, Knight, messenger of water. You've shared something with someone, you did something, you took a step, and then you pull back to see if the reaction is what you wanted. Did you get the reaction you were looking for? And if not, why didn't you? Why not? What needs to change? If you did, now you want to repeat the same action again to go to the next step. So you're moving and then stepping back. This is like chess. The pawns can't go backwards, but the other pieces can go in different directions. They can go backwards too, but pawns can't go backwards. But you're like going back and forth. This is not a pawn. This is like a knight energy. Pawns, knights. So now you're moving laterally, vertically, and you're looking at the peripheral. You're looking at what's ahead of you and what's to the side, like a driver. You got to see what's ahead of you, but also like the unexpected variables or components of whatever you're doing. There are things you can't see, and you're trying to prepare for those unexpected circumstances, situations that could deter you from your path. This is really, really cool. We got the Queen, the Knight, and the Page here. This is like chess. Okay. The Ace of Pentacles. Yep, taking an action. So based on the reaction and response to this move you made, you're now going to make an investment. You're going to plant a seed. Okay, here's where I need to start building. You're running like a business. Page of Cups. We go from the Knight to the Page. Someone's going forward to back. So you guys may have, you're deciding to regroup or pivot. We go from the Knight to the Page. You didn't go from the Knight to the King. So someone's pivoting or redirecting. You go from the Page to the Ace. This is not really a downgrade. The Page has learned something And now they're taking action to plant that seed. So someone's shifting their energy a little bit. The goal is still the same, but the methodology or strategy you're using to reach that goal is a little bit different. Something's shifting. After you went through the hermit phase, you say, you know what, I need to redirect my energies. This is not going to be sustainable. It's not going to work out the way I hoped. The goal is still the same, whether it's marriage, business, whatever. The goal is still the same, but how I get there is going to change a little bit, okay? Clarify the Page of Pentacles, but you'll be successful anyway. Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. You will be successful regardless. Page of Pentacles and the Queen of... You know what? Let me use the other deck for this. Clarify the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. For Sagittarius, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Right? This is you pivoting, redirecting your energy. Something didn't work out the way you expected, or it cost more than you expected. There was some sort of loss or a sacrifice you made. You could have left the job. You could have left a living situation, moved. The Queen of Pentacles reverse is not financially stable. You used to be here, but you're not here now. You're a page now. There could have been some sort of loss from a divorce or unexpected ending, but that doesn't matter because you have a lot of life experience and wisdom, and you're older. This is an older person. Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles is an older woman over the age of 30, so, or 28. You've gone through your first Saturn return, so you have knowledge, experience, humility, resources that you can use to rebuild after losing something or adjusting or pivoting in some way. You'll be successful anyway. Clarify the Queen of Swords. King of Swords upright. This could be a divorce, separation, losing a job. But again, you have expertise. So if you lost a job or your career your business didn't go well, or your relationship fell apart, you learned a lot from that experience. And you're applying what you're learning to a whole new endeavor. Knight of Cups, please. Queen, the Empress reverse. Somebody lost resources. They lost money, lost a job, lost stability. Three of Wands reversed. Yeah. Somebody has to pivot. Hold on. What's going on with your second house? You might have like Saturn in the second house. Saturn in Aries. Saturn transited into Aries and then it went back into Pisces. So you may have a Pisces rising or an Aquarius rising. You may also have like the second house, the 6th house, or the 10th house in the sign of Virgo or Pisces, because of the eclipses that are there. So something happened to affect your financial stability, but you've learned from that experience. It's not a loss. It's not a complete total loss. It's not 10 of Swords. You still have like money saved, or you still can rebuild. You still have skills. You still have resources and tools you can use to rebuild, and you're doing that. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and you'll be successful. Ace of Pentacles. So the pivoting could have been a loss of a job or career. Knight of Wands reverse, right? This is someone who you're not rushing the judgment this time. You're not rushing to make a decision. You're making calculated decisions, practical ones. So in this instance, the Knight of Wands is not rushing forward. They're stuck. They have to move back. They have to adjust and regroup and re-strategize. This is your card and it's reversed. Clarify the Page of Cups, please. 7 of Wands. you're protecting something that you're building, you're putting boundaries around it, this has to be sustainable. So your lifestyle has to be conducive to whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish. So you could be considering how it'll affect your children. Your children could be involved in this, or you could be learning something new. But it's like, in order for you to accomplish this goal, you have to put up safeguards to protect the resources that you'll need to get this done. This could be your physical resources, energy, sleep, time, lifestyle, food, housing, your emotions. You have to safeguard those things to make sure that you can get to your goal successfully. But somebody lost a lot. You could have lost a job. The stability is lost here. There's a drastic shakeup in your finances with Saturn in Aries. You guys could have had Pisces rising. Pisces rising, if you're a Libra rising, then that would put Aries in your 7th house of business partnerships, Saturn being there. That could cause a loss there as well. If you're the Hermit card, this is Virgo energy. The South Node is in Virgo. So you may have, this is affecting if you're a Sag, Virgo is your 10th house. The South Node is there. It's going to cause a loss. And something is not going to work out the way you expected or did not. So this already happened. The pivoting already happened. And now you're about to be the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. You're starting something new. And it's going to be successful. Undoubtedly, because you're smart, you're industrious, you're patient, you have experience. Who else do I need to? I'm going to do a finances and career for you guys. Hold on. So if you've had to make a major adjustment, that's okay. You're still going to be successful. Uranus went into Gemini for a couple of months, which is in opposition to your sun sign, and that also caused some instability. So your life is being shaken up in a lot of ways, financially, as far as like your location, your career, your residence, where you live, your environment. A lot is changing for you. But you're going to land on your feet. Ace of Pentacles. You're going to land on your feet. Page of Pentacles. Choices. Pivoting again. You see the same arrows? There are a lot of opportunities waiting for you. Don't doubt yourself and trust your instinct in choosing the best possible decision. And you're going to make the best decision because you're older. You have experience. Your intuition is telling you that you're making the right decision. That's the Hermit card. You took the time to retreat, to look back, to step back, look at just to evaluate or survey the situation from an objective point of view. This page is on top of a mountain. This is a bird's eye view from a higher perspective. You're not in your emotions like that. There's some disappointment, but I don't really see it here. I don't see the 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups. I don't see that. Unsteady, yeah. Things might be getting wobbly in your cash flow or business. Abrupt changes in decision making are affecting your finances. Choices, pivoting. 2 of Swords energy, 2 of Wands energy. You guys want change. So you guys may have initiated change, or you may have brought change upon yourself energetically. You wanted something new, something different, and something, so your life kind of shifted drastically to accommodate those desires. You wanted to be free of something. Hold on. The keywords for Sagittarius. But you're going to be successful. Again, this is Jupiter retrograde. Jupiter retrograde for a couple months. Time to reevaluate, reassess, and pivot. The exact same card. You have options. What's going on for Sagittarius, please? Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Nope. What's going on with Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising? More advice, please. Keywords. reflect the Sagittarius position. Book. This is Hermit card. It's like a library here, or fortress. Facts come to light. Reaching for the details. Read a good book. Learning. Getting needed information. I mentioned earlier, you're a good student and you're a good teacher. And you're going to be successful because you're learning as you're growing. You're learning as you're doing. You're not just stagnant, waiting for things to change or waiting for opportunities to come to you. You're taking steps and learning from each step you take. You're also modeling or learning from other people. Ball, game player, let's play. Did I mention chess? You guys are a master chess player. You're going from a pawn to a king. At some point, you'll be a king. Let's play, dropping the ball, colorful, making the most of a situation by inflating it. Bounce back. The ball is in your court. So you'll be fine. It's up to you. What's happening for Sagittarius, please? Let me shuffle, man. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and rising signs. Please align with the energy of Sagittarius. Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope. So don't lose hope. That's your sign. Jupiter does represent hope and optimism and faith and belief and all this stuff. So keep going. It's just you're going to have to adjust some things. Make some concessions. Change some of your expectations or timelines or something like that. It's not going to be exactly the way you want it to be, but your destination, you're still on your way to your destination. You just have to regroup and re-strategize, okay? But you will be successful, 100%. As long as you're learning and applying what you're learning in an objective, rational, organized, strategic way, if you run your life like a business, you'll be successful, okay? All right, Sagittarius, thank you for listening. Look forward to your feedback. If you want to order a personal reading from me, the link's in the description box. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.